So this chunk of maple is the first offcut from the log I was cutting in my sawmill video called Slabbing the Robbinsdale Maple. This offcut has been laying behind my mill for about 13 months now. That's how long it's been since I cut that log. And in the meantime, I had taken apart the sawmill, painted it, and kind of put it back together. And I wanted to hold on to this offcut because I knew that I was going to be doing that, and I wanted to have something to test the wide cut of the mill again before trying it for real on a real log. So this log does have enough width for me. I think it's around 5 feet wide at the crotch, but generally it's probably around 2 feet wide towards the base of the tree. So not super crazy, but not super small either. It should at least verify that the saw is cutting correctly as it used to be. And this log had a lot of figure in it, so I'm hoping to get some smaller pieces out of this. That's really going to be the goal of this video, just to test the saw, make sure it's running okay, and to get a decent sized billet or something out of what's left here because it is pretty curly. So I guess we'll call this like a mini sawmill video or something like that. Let me show you some of the curl and a little bit of the sawing strategy that I'm going to try and employ here when cutting this goofy piece of the Robbinsdale maple. So the first thing I'm looking at is just the overall shape and the condition, I guess, of the log and how it was growing. So I have this furrow here which has a bark inclusion, and I also have this split here which is part of a bark inclusion, and this one actually runs all the way up. So that actually when I cut through maybe down to here or so, that'll actually split this into two separate halves. And I'm not super, I don't know, the stuff over here is okay. It's not that exciting, but the side on this side of the crotch has a lot of curl in it and a little bit of quilt. So on camera, I think you can see how this is kind of undulating and waving through here. This is all curl, so this is going to be all figure all through here. And what also is kind of exciting to me is the fact that this has been sitting around for a little over a year. It's starting to develop some coloration to it. It's probably going to have a little bit of spalting. So this should produce some curly lumber that also has a lot of interesting colors and potentially some spalt lines or something like that. So this should be very interesting. So what I'm going to try and do is come in with a cut just to kind of skim the top side of this half so I can establish some kind of flat reference side. I can flip it over and then trim the other side. When I make that initial cut, it should sever the two halves, and I should be able to kind of maneuver things a little bit easier, but if not, I might have to persuade things a little bit. Saw still cuts. Oh, I got some burl down here. I'll show you that. Huh. Oh man, I haven't noticed for a while. Let's see if I can still throw water. Still got it. Oh, wow. Here you can see some of that curl peeking through the saw marks, and it's just beautiful. And it looks like there's just this little strap of wood here holding the two halves together. So this will probably break as I try and move it, but we'll see. Up here we got some crotch figure, but it's got that split running through it. And we got the start of a burl right there. Get that. Then up here is probably the coolest spot. This has got some curl and a burl here and a burl here, and the starts of a baby burl right there. So some pretty cool stuff going on just up in this area. There we go. It's wood. So I'm gonna get this thing unclamped, and then we'll see if I can roll it over. we'll see. So I want to saw the other side because this thing's been sitting for so long. Probably nowhere near flat. No, it's still kind of attached. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and pull it apart so I can deal with these as two separate pieces. I think they're gonna have different uses and you're not gonna use this as one wide piece. Anyway, I've got the rest of the log for that. Oh, yeah. There wasn't much holding it together, just a little tiny strap, which you can probably see right here. Just this little strap right here was all that was holding these two pieces together. Yeah, let me deal with this one first. Since this I'm gonna have like the full piece. Actually, let me see. Yeah, see how much rock it has in it already? And it's got a bow, so it's got some deformation to it already. So I want to take that out for sure. 20 something, so if I trim this corner, I can just run this through my planer and clean it up. I think I'll do that. It'll be a little easier, I'll have less waste. I can just trim off less than 1/8 because that's all it needs. And that'll be good. So let's go do that as soon as this dries. Let's see what this thing looks like with little mineral spirits on it. That is incredible. Wow. Wow, there's some quilt figure in here along with the curl, and there is this crazy band of curl right through here. All right, so now coming through the middle, looks like we still have some interesting color through here. Since there wasn't a whole lot planed off the middle, the two ends were high and the middle was low, so there's a lot of really cool blues and reds and yellows and oranges through here. And let's see what's going on in this area, huh? Oh yeah, yeah. Some more of that curl stuff, you know? Man, this is a nice piece of wood. Some really big curls through here. Hopefully you can see that. So up here doesn't look like it's gonna be too much crazy stuff. There's a few small kind of burl eye kind of things going on here. There's a bigger one poking through right there. Let's take a quick look. Okay, maybe I was wrong. There's a decent amount of figure right through here. Yeah, I was very very wrong. I'm okay with that though. This is ridiculous. There we go. Look how 3D that looks. It looks three-dimensional, but that's totally flat. It's all figure through there. Absolutely incredible. So I'm really glad I ran this guy through the planer because it makes it so much easier for the camera to pick up all the figure that's in the wood. And I'm glad I did it on this one to make both sides parallel so I can stack this one in with some of the other lumber and allow it to dry. I'm not going to worry about the bottom side of that one because I'm going to end up cutting this one up into some more smaller blanks and pieces and just kind of throwing them wherever they fit to finish drying. So that one's got some pretty ridiculous figure as well. So this one's just going to get further broken down into smaller, more manageable pieces. So basically I'm going to cut out all of the bark furrows. So this will probably become one blank, and then this will get wasted, and I'll have this kind of strap piece right here. This is all removed, and that'll be another blank for maybe some turning stock or something like that. You can cut square stock out of this, but this and this is much more manageable than this whole thing. So this video was almost like a trailer of things to come. Coming soon this fall on Matt Cremona's channel. More sawmill videos. So as you can see, I've already shot 3 actual slabbing videos. Oh yeah. Splish splash, here we go. As well as a video on removing this tree and bringing it here. So plenty of exciting lumber cutting videos coming up. But until then, thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on the little offcut, anything on the sawmill or anything back in the shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.